Taking a look, pretty much the entire heartland is going to be under this, experiencing the chance for some severe storms that could cause some damaging winds, some pretty good sized hail, even the possibility of some tornadoes. So let's really look at that impact. We can still see those three are going to stay in that mild condition for today, seeing the chance of anywhere between tennis ball sized hail. But as we head into these afternoon hours, that southerly wind will start to increase, especially around 10 to noon. We can really see those winds start to ramp up, but staying pretty light as we head into the rest of the day. We're tracking triple digits, 107 as we're looking into your Sunday, 105 as we head into the start of our work week. So definitely feeling these hot and scorching temperatures. So that's something just to keep in mind, as this is our feel like temperatures due to the dew point staying on the higher end. Especially here, this yellow is anywhere up to 10 inches of rain. So really hazardous conditions out on the roadways, with the possibility of flooding throughout the heartland. But you can already see just off towards the west, that first system that's near Reynolds County is going to start to push through, and here comes these line of storms closer to around 4 o'clock. We can see that line of storms starting to develop, starting to get momentum and getting a bit stronger. Along with the jacket, you might want to be prepared to see a little fog out on the roadways. We can see some patchy to dense fog across the region into parts of southern Illinois, throughout southeast Missouri. Taking a look at our highs, not too bad. This is pretty warm than what we've seen in the past couple of days, with these temperatures sitting into the upper 40s for most places. And really, this is going to be day one of a warmer trend heading our way. As we look into Saturday, we're seeing more of the orange to red, which is that moderate to major heat impact across the region. But as we head into your Sunday and into the start of next work week, we're going to see a lot of that extreme heat coming into play. Let's go ahead and take a look within the next couple of hours, as temperatures will be sitting in the low 90s to upper 80s, really not hitting the upper 80s until later tonight around 7 p.m. So still staying quite hot and humid as we head into the evening hours. Comfort index, though, will stay pretty pleasant for the entire work week. And you can already see a tad bit of an increase closer to Friday, but really not hitting any humid or muggy conditions until closer to next weekend. Scattered showers for some portions of southeast Missouri, but go ahead and taking a look up towards some of our northern counties, really are seeing some of that more light rain showers, more consistent rain for your Saturday morning. See some heavier patches just west of Mount Vernon. We're seeing a bit of a northeasterly breeze for this morning that's really keeping us on the cooler end. Now you can still see some light rain showers for your afternoon hours, even in for most of your Sunday. So if you have any plans for today, you still might get a little wet. You might want to have that rain jacket handy.
A chill is still in the air today, but as we head into the weekend, we should feel a bit warm up. Megan Smith has those details in your first alert at noon.
Yeah, Madison, you know, don't let that sunshine fool you, as temperatures are still quite chilly out for today, even a little breezy. As we can take a look, we can see those temperatures ranging anywhere between the mid 20s to the low 30s. Now, these are the air temperatures, which seem not too bad with that sunshine, but then you add in the wind chilled factor into that, and this is really what it feels like. So 16 in Carpendale, 22 in Mayfield, and 19 in Poplar Bluff. Oh yes, Carly, hot and scorching is going to be our theme as we look into the weekend. Honestly, it's kind of hot right now. Take a look at these dew points, kind of ranging anywhere between the upper 60s to low 70s for most places, 75 in Cape Girardeau. So remember, we want to see lower dew points because that means things are a little bit more comfortable. But when we start to see them get a little bit higher, that means things are going to feel uncomfortable and it is going to be quite hot. Take a look outside at our feel like temperatures. 104 in Cape Girardeau, 103 in Union City, 109 and Kennett. So it has been a hot Friday, and that's really going to be our theme even as we head into tonight. Really not seeing a bit of a cool down until later around 10 o'clock. Temps only falling into the low 80s and kind of bottoming out into the mid to low 70s as we look into the overnight hours as we head into your Saturday morning. But on the plus side, we're staying a bit on the drier side. But how long will we see these dry conditions? Could we see relief? We'll have a full look at that full forecast coming up.
First Alert Weather with Meghan Smith is sponsored by St. Francis Healthcare System.
Well, as you head out the door for this morning, still cooler temperatures is what you're going to be met with. However, it's not as cool as we've seen the past couple of days. Now, it is still quite chilly outside. Taking a look at those temperatures, still below freezing for a couple of places, sitting into the upper 20s. But as we head into those early morning afternoon hours, we're starting to tread a little bit warmer, especially seeing clear to partly cloudy skies. But fairly dry on First Alert Doppler Network for our Saturday. So let's go ahead and roll right into Futurecast to see what's in store for our weekend. Well, here's this freeze line in effect to start us off. Very cool temperatures, but fairly clear. Like I said, really starting to see that increase of clouds into the afternoon, even starting to see a breeze increase from the southwest, which will kind of add on and slowly help with those warmer temperatures. You could still feel quite cool and breezy just because of the colder conditions, but luckily, this breeze is coming in out of the south as we head into tonight. Once those winds start to calm down, we'll see cloud coverage increase by around 10 o'clock, but really that freeze line is going to hang out towards the west, not advancing back through the heartland until those overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Around 3 o'clock, you can see this freeze line just kind of split, with our northern counties in southern Illinois are a tad bit cooler when they're under that freeze line, while the rest of the heartland might still feel those warmer temperatures, but really cloudy conditions. And that's going to be the main theme with this freeze line. It's just going to kind of bounce right here during those morning hours into tomorrow. But you can see by that afternoon looking fairly sunny and fairly warmer as we'll start to see that warming trend move back through. Highs today are still going to be on the cooler end, but a lot warmer than what we've seen, sitting into the upper 40s to low 50s for most places. Still tomorrow morning, it'd be a cool start. As you can see, those temps ranging from the mid to upper 20s into the low 30s, but treading warmer as we head into tomorrow. We will drop down into the low 40s with a weak cold front moving through, but pop right back up to above average, as our average high is currently sitting at 43, 46 for Monday, seeing a lot of sunshine and kind of raining true for the rest of that work week. About a 20% chance of rain into Wednesday all the way into Friday. We can slowly start to see that increase, but not a huge impact until closer to next weekend with that 40% chance of showers for next Saturday. But temperatures will stay pretty steady in the mid to upper 40s. Well, if you're just joining us for this morning, we're waking up to some nice cooler conditions into this weekend. A couple of people are already out and about on the roadways for your Saturday morning, but what are we expecting to see as we look into today? Well, expecting to feel just a tad bit on the warmer side, but pretty nice out in this moderate range, sitting into the upper 60s by the afternoon hours, only hitting and warming up into the mid to upper 70s across the region for today, which means if you're wanting to get out and about this weekend, there is quite a bit of activities that you can do that is great for this time of year. There is the Let the Gorge Times roll, which I think is a pumpkin carving event that's happening this weekend. Of course, our farmers market. It's a great time to get out and of course walk that dog, which is something I'll definitely be doing today because it is just so nice to be out and about, especially before we start to see almost this kind of pyramid effect with our temperatures. warming up into the low 80s as we head into the start of our work week, staying above our average high 82 by Tuesday, and then we'll slowly start to see that descent back into some cooler conditions closer to the end of the work week.